Welcome to Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast.
where our obnoxious opinions are backed up by cherry-picked stats.
My contract is going to arbitration.
I'm all hopped up on horse steroids.
Welcome in. All right, welcome in, everyone, to episode 24 of Swing and a Miss.
It's the Jack Bauer episode.
That's right. There's a mole inside of CTU.
Oh, no.
That's terrible. First one of 2026. That's exciting.
That's
It is
true.
exciting.
Yes.
New year,
Hey.
same stupid show.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I don't have to write checks any longer, so I can't mess up the year.
You don't have to write checks anymore?
I don't have not
2026 is the year of no checks.
When's the last time you wrote a check?
I think
Like a month ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
I think I write about 2 a year, and I think
Yeah.
I've got 600 that are in the safe. And so I think I have a lifetime supply of checks.
Why do you have
Where-
600 in a safe? This isn't baseball.
Where's your safe and what is the combination?
Sure.
Well, the checks don't mean anything.
Well, we
unless they're
make them out
by
to
him.
cash.
Unless they're signed.
We can all force
we
them.
can all forge that.
Yeah.
Wait, did you
exactly.
say force or forge?
Yes.
That is correct.
Either
It's
will work.
2026. Very little has changed except our ability to speak has gone down.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's. I think Nels, you're right. It's because it's not a Monday.
Yeah. We are recording on a Saturday, which is different. And it's just off-putting.
Tongue-tied Saturday.
Our brains are not working correctly.
And we don't have a ton to talk about for free agent signings or transactions. We can hit them real quick.
Yeah, this episode's going to be more fun than talking about
Yeah.
anything else because I have a couple. I have one new stupid segment to bring to the table, so we'll do that once we touch base about the free agents and the signings.
But in terms of signings, there's actually one when we were doing our prep that we did not bring up at all that I do think is an interesting one. Kazuma Okamoto.
Oh, yeah.
Signing with the Blue Jays. We kind of missed that when we were doing our prep of, oh man, almost everybody that's signed is absolute garbage since the last time we talked. But I think that that's a very interesting signing. I think it also will affect the Bo Bichette market because I think that kind of shows is where Toronto is going with their infield. I think that kind of makes it a lower chance that Bichette goes back to Toronto.
Yeah, to me, it's feeling more and more like they're going to go after Kyle Tucker and be the landing spot for him. But I mean, we'll see. We still have like sort of the big five free agents that we were talking about at the beginning of the year. Kyle Tucker, Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman, Framber Valdez, Cody Bellinger, all unsigned. It's really been the big one has really only been Kyle Schwarber, Pete Alonso, Murakami, and Dylan Cease. Like those are the ones that have actually signed. So yeah, like we're still waiting. We're still waiting for sort of those dominoes to fall. But yeah, we've got I'm not sure what I really have to say about Okamoto. Anyone have any thoughts?
I think he's an interesting guy to keep an eye on. Definitely isn't one that the average baseball fan is going to know much about. He's not of the same level as the the Murakamis, the Otanis, the Sasakis that have come over in the recent years from Japan. But I think that he's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on for sure.
Well said. I don't have any thoughts on it.
Yeah, me neither.
I honestly forgot that it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is probably what most of the casual baseball fans and even some of the more knowledgeable baseball fans think about it.
And
But-
us.
Well, most of you, not
Yeah.
me. That's
No.
why I brought it up.
Oh yeah,
not
we
you.
also missed out on the other Japanese player signing, which was the Astros signing Tatsuya Imai, starting pitcher. So he's going to get I think it's a 3-year, $54 million contract. So that's going to be another interesting one to watch. They've, got holes all over their rotation with potentially losing Valdez and also having injuries to contend with. So they need innings eaten up there.
For sure. And if there's one thing that seems to be pretty consistent amongst most of the Japanese pitchers that have come over recently is that they are very good at eating innings.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at sort of the worst one that's come over recently, I don't know, who would you say?
Kenta Maeda.
Well,
I mean, he had a couple good years and then fell off, but even in his fall off, he was good to eat a bunch of innings. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Like the Japanese pitchers seem to be. I mean, I guess
pretty good.
Senga was kind of injured last year. Imanaga, I think, hasn't necessarily performed to what they were hoping for. But
I don't know. He was still pretty.
He's
pretty
still
damn
been a good
last year.
pitcher, and I think that you'd still say Senga's been a good pitcher.
Yeah.
So, it seems like a smart investment to sign a Japanese pitcher.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other major signings or ones we want to talk about before we dive into what I know you're chomping at the bit to discuss?
Ryan O'Hearn.
I mean,
Interesting that it's, Pittsburgh. It shows Pittsburgh spending a little bit of money. It doesn't move the needle in any way, shape, or form, but it's probably the most notable player that's signed since our last conversation.
Well, I think the destination being Pittsburgh kind of speaks to what we were talking about a couple episodes ago with Skeens, where he has the ability and the power now to tell management and ownership, you need to start bringing in guys and compete, or I'm going to walk when my contract's up.
You know what's sad about this whole scenario?
What's that?
It's a 2-year, $29 million contract, which is, as far as I'm concerned, perfectly fair market value for Ryan O'Hearn's production. Yep. And that is the largest contract that the Pittsburgh Pirates have ever offered to a free agent hitter. So
that's insane,
both in terms of overall value as well as AAV. So, that's
honestly unthinkable.
It is.
It's ridiculous.
So, and then the other one, it would be Pete Fairbanks signing with Miami for 1 year, $13 million. And so I think another proven reliever is off the market. And I only care about it in that I really want the Twins to sign a veteran reliever with a chance of closing, in hopes that, number one, if the Twins are good, they actually have something at the back of the bullpen to close down games for them. And then number two, if they're not, hopefully have some competent reliever that they can flip at the deadline for a random single A player.
Then they should have gone and claimed Caleb Ort off of waivers like the Yankees did. Or maybe Paxton Schultz or Zach Kent.
I feel like none of those are the caliber of player.
What about George Soriano? These are the
Alfonso's
names
brother
of players that have been claimed off waivers the last several days, and why we don't have a whole lot to talk about.
You're just using a random name generator.
Yeah.
Those aren't real
That's
humans.
AI. That's AI.
Or it is a gas cloud. We all know this. And then the other big one was the Chicago Cubs went out and they traded for Miami Marlins starting pitcher Edwin Cabrera.
Yeah, Edward Cabrera, very solid middle of the rotation pitcher. Helps with their pitching depth a ton. I like it. I think it's a really good move. Owen Cassie was the big player that went over to Miami. It gives them another young outfielder with a high potential bat. Helps the Marlins get a little younger, add more offense, and then gives the Cubs that solid 2/3 starter in the rotation. I like the move for both sides, to be honest.
Yeah, Edward Cabrera is, and he's not he's not young and he's not old. He's like hitting his prime right now. So I think it's a real smart thing. So now you're going to look at sort of a Shota Imanaga, Cade Horton, Edward Cabrera, Matthew Boyd, kind of all sitting in like the top 4 of the rotation. And then they're hoping to get something out of Jamison Tyone. So it looks like that's going to be the rotation. So,
yeah, which is a very solid rotation for a contending team. And he's not a free agent until 2029. So you have him for a little bit. He's 27 years old, still under team control for a little bit.
And then, you're just hoping that when Justin Steele comes back in 2027, that he's going to be able to really slot into that ace role and get back to full health coming off of Tommy John. So that's about all I can think of for free agent signings. It's a real light week as far as that's concerned with the holidays. And I don't know.
The dominoes aren't falling yet.
The dominoes aren't falling.
It's been dry as a popcorn fart. That's for sure.
So like the big news that we all picked up on yesterday was everyone's favorite German baseball player, Max Kepler.
Horse steroids.
Yeah.
Way to bury the lead.
Yeah, he is now going to be serving. He is a free agent as of right now, and probably will continue to be so unless someone wants to really lowball him. An 80-game suspension for taking a drug that I cannot pronounce.
No, but it's a livestock. It's used for livestock.
Yeah.
There's no like, ooh, I didn't know this was in my protein shake excuse.
No,
that a lot of players seem to use.
He was beefing.
Yeah, I mean, Max Kepler, longtime Twin, definitely has is on the tail end of his career. It does seem like this was sort of something to boost his relevance to keep him in the league, and now I feel like his exit is imminent. But we'll always have 5 straight at bats where he homered off of Trevor Bauer, and that's a great,
amazing.
That's a great memory that I will always have about.
And
Max
we will
Kepler.
appreciate that.
Where did he end the season last year?
Philly.
Philly. He signed
Started
one.
and
He was with
ended.
them all year.
He
Was he
signed
with them all year?
a 1-year
I
deal
must
for
be thinking
Philly.
the
Yeah.
year before that.
But
then.
I think the big part of this too is also coming off of a year where we saw the Veterans Committee not elect Bonds and Clemens into the Hall of Fame for alleged steroid use. Max Kepler, not that long ago, had a 252, 36 home run, 90 RBI season and took massive horse steroids and hit a whopping 216 with a 391 slugging and a 691 OPS. Steroids don't make you good at baseball. They may give you a slight advantage, but being great does not just happen because you take a steroid.
Yeah, that big season that you had was the 2019 Twins Bomba Squad year.
Yep.
And that's also when the MLB might have been doing some nonsense with the baseballs, causing them to fly a little further.
Juiced balls
Those are
more of a factor into big numbers than horse steroids into
Good band name.
You can-
Juiced Balls.
juiced balls.
You can juice only certain balls.
Yeah.
We are children. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add.
You could say that, he's what, mid 30s? What was he, 33?
32.
No, I was gonna say he's
32.
32.
So, he was taking, it was a big
He'll be
swing and a
33
miss.
in a month.
Nah,
Trying to take steroids
Swing and a
to
miss.
save his career.
That's the name of our show.
And so the other thing that happened this week was this was the last time that arbitration eligible players could find themselves an agreement with their team. So negotiate and go back and forth. And so we've got some pretty big players that did not reach an agreement and a lot of players that did come to terms with their team for a 1-year contract to retain their services next year. Isaac Paredes and the Astros didn't reach an agreement. Neither did Yanier Diaz with the Astros. You've got William Contreras, who didn't reach one with the Brewers. And then there's a real big one.
Who's that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
2-time Cy Young Award winner,
Oh, that guy.
Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, before we unleash Josh, I can't believe the gap is this big. I can't believe they're that far apart on salary. What is it, 13 million?
So
32 to 19.
So $13 million gap between what Skubal filed for and what the Tigers want to pay him,
yes.
which is an insanely large gap, especially for a 2-time Cy Young winner coming off a Cy Young. It's not like you won him 10 years ago.
There wouldn't be arbitration if it was 10 years ago.
You get my point.
Speaking of 10 years ago, the last time that they gave the Tigers gave a pitcher arbitration at $19 million was David Price.
Yep.
At
Oh,
$19
no,
million.
that was Boston.
No, that was Detroit.
It was Detroit.
Oh, Detroit did that?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay.
In fact, that's when I'm allowed to turn loose. That's going to be a big part of what I'm going to talk about here.
Don't bury the lead just yet.
Yeah.
So just to fill everyone who's listening in on the arbitration process is right now the Tigers have a number. Skubal has a number. It sounds like they're going to go to a labor arbitrator and present their cases for Detroit. Will make an argument for why Tarek Skubal is only worth $19 million, and Tarek Skubal will make an argument as to why he is worth $32 million. And the arbitrator doesn't get to split the baby in half.
Nope. It's one or the other.
They have to pick one or the other. It cannot be, oh yeah, you're worth $25 million. It's going next year. He will either be making $19 million a year or he'll be making $32 million a year, depending on the outcome.
And by a year, we mean for next year. And
for next year, for
only.
2026.
Yeah. So let me know when I'm good, unless anybody else has any other thoughts.
Go off, King.
Fire away.
Okay. So
should we leave the room?
No, in fact, I want your guys' reactions and stuff.
I want
to
you
all
to
of
hear
this. Too. But obviously, as a Tigers fan, I've done a lot of reading, research, everything into this because this is directly probably the most important thing going on in the offseason for my team. Initially, my response was, how can they be this far apart? This is ridiculous. They are nowhere close. My initial thought is the Tigers, Chris Ilitch, that cheap POS yet again. The more I look into it, the largest arbitration ever awarded was for Juan Soto last year or 2 years ago for $31 million. So Skubal is asking for the largest number ever in arbitration for any player,
And
period.
Just on that Juan Soto thing, the Yankees and Juan Soto agreed to that. They didn't go to between the arbitrator. They negotiated and they decided to sign that 1 year contract. It wasn't contentious the way that this one would be.
Yeah. And then going back to the David Price, when the Tigers went to arbitration with David Price in, what was that, 29 or 20?
It's like 2015. It's like
16
10 years ago,
or
I think.
16 or
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. That was for $19.75 million, which to date is the largest arbitration award for a pitcher in history. There have been larger ones. Obviously Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Larger overall, but for a pitcher, 19.75 is the mark. Obviously, the Tigers coming lower than that record number is a bit insulting because Skubal is in a much higher position, I think, than David Price was back then, coming off back-to-back Cy Youngs. I would have thought to see them in the 22, 23 range. But if Skubal came in first at 32 and the Tigers countered at 19, I think they've done their math. I think that they look at the history of arbitration. I think there's a much higher chance that he gets 19 than he does 32. Because there is, like you said, that no splitting the middle. With the pitching record being 19.75. I mean, that's 12.25 million over the largest ever for a pitcher that Skubal's asking for. Arbitration doesn't tend to be friendly to that kind of a jump off of the record ever. And I think the Tigers are going to win this, which I don't like because I feel like this is just another stake in the Skubal's not coming back after next year. It feels like this relationship just isn't going to continue. But after doing all the reading and the research, I think there's a good chance the Tigers win this at 19, unless they settle in between, and Skubal and Boris may have to come down off of that.
The other thing that I'll say about the arbitration process is the arguments that you make in front of the arbitrator cannot be based on anything that we come to know as even like, I guess I would say sabermetrics 1.0 stats.
Mm-hmm.
The stats that they are allowed to look at within these negotiations are very much the things you would find on the back of a baseball card
Yep.
in 1983. So when Detroit is making their argument, they will make an argument like, oh, well, in 2024, Skubal won 18 games, and this year he only won 13. Last year he led the league in strikeouts, and this year he did not. He only was able to drop his ERA slightly. There are a whole bunch of arguments that they will make that will make him, I don't know, like it's not a good process.
No, it's terrible for star players.
Right. And so I guess I'm going to be curious is after all this process plays out, say your opinion and your belief comes correct, Detroit winds up winning. They pay him $19 million. Do you feel like that increases the chances that Tarik Skubal is playing for another team on opening day in 2026?
On opening day, no.
Okay.
By the end of at the trade deadline, yes, because
you think they'll move him even if they're still in it at the trade deadline?
I don't have faith that they'll keep him.
Well, I don't either.
At the trade deadline, they could be first place in the division and move him.
That would be quite stupid.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying what I feel like from what I know about this front office and this ownership, that they will go, well, we know we're not re-signing him next year anyway. We may as well get our haul at the deadline here. And it's kind of the same thing that they did with Jack Flaherty. Like they traded him at the deadline. We weren't that far out of it. And then, went on a run and then went to the playoffs 2 years ago. But they're not afraid to be in it and then just trade one of your better pitchers.
One thing is if he wins the arbitration, gets the $32 million, he's going to be a lot harder to move at the trade deadline because the team's going to have to pick up that salary.
If he wins the arbitration, I think Skubal winning arbitration gives you the highest chance that he's moved before opening day.
I see.
I don't think our cheap ownership wants to pay him 32 this year. And they will go, all right, let's move him off the books now because like Nell said, at the deadline, that's maybe going to be harder to move for another, 16 mil as opposed to 8 at the deadline.
Forgive my ignorance. I genuinely don't know the answer to this. Let's say Skubal wins arbitration.
Yes.
Are the Tigers then required to then pay the 32?
Yes, it is legally binding.
As in, if he is with the team, the 32 is what he's being paid.
That is his contract for the year. It is a 1 year, $32 million deal.
So, to your point, Nels, if they were to move him, the 32 would be attached to the move. And whoever's trading for him.
It's just like any other 1 year contract. They would take the prorated amount for the rest of the year.
I didn't know if the Tigers were required to eat that salary if they moved him.
It is a legally binding agreement for the 1 year deal, just like any other 1 year contract would be.
Can I give the pro Skubal might win this?
Yeah, go for it.
So just looking at the stats, because we're talking about it's just almost everything has gone in the positive direction since he came in the league.
Yeah.
ERA's gone down every year. Strikeouts gone up every year. WHIP has gone down every year.
Can't use WHIP.
WHIP?
No, man. No.
Can't use WHIP?
1983 baseball card, man. You got it. WHIP. Yeah.
That's walks and hits. That's a simple division.
Oh, man. Like a lot of the math is simple.
Advanced stat. Okay. What about walks per 9? Is that too
that's also
stringent?
No, I think that maybe you can use walks overall.
Strikeouts have gone up every year.
Yeah, walks
if we're just looking at, all of those have trended in his direction.
Innings have gone up.
Yeah.
How old is he?
29.
He's not 30 yet.
No, this is his year 29. He just turned 29.
Yeah, it's not like he's 34 or something. And they're like, he might break down.
He's not Max Kepler.
No, he's only he's thrown 766 innings in his career. Not that much.
I mean, honestly,
I'm assuming he was hurt in 2023.
Yes, he got hurt midway through the year and missed the second half of the season.
Okay, how was that? Do you remember what that was?
Huh?
You remember what that injury was?
He hurt his whip.
It was something with the arm, but he started 31 games and pitched 192 innings the next year.
Sure.
And then the same thing.
Like I'm saying that'll probably be something.
It wasn't Tommy John.
No, but that's something Detroit will have in their chambers.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. It might have been an oblique.
Okay.
It might have been an oblique strain that sidelined him for the second half of the year.
That's more in his favor than an arm thing.
Yes. I mean, look, if we're just sitting here saying, what does Tarek Skubal deserve? He deserves the 32.
Yes.
I just have seen arbitration play out. It plays out in favor of the team more often than in favor of the player to begin with. And with that kind of a gap, that kind of a jump from the largest ever pitcher arbitration awarded, I don't see Skubal winning it. Now, he deserves every cent of everything of 32 and more, honestly. I would say he's worth $40 million a year, to be honest, but that's not how arbitration works.
See, the thing that bothers me about this is we've seen MLB contracts get so creative. So I don't know why Detroit wouldn't come at him and say, here's the thing. We will give you a $25 million a year contract. It's got an opt-out after the first year, and then we can void your opt-out by increasing your salary by another $20 million for the next year, and then another opt-out, and then we can void it again by increasing your salary by another $10 million.
I have an answer for you.
Yeah.
2 words. Scott Boras.
But he's been all about those sort of year-to-year deals and opt-outs and everything like that.
After they get to free agency. He has never done that before a player gets to free agency the first time. That is something he uses as a negotiation tactic to get these deals in free agency, not pre-free agency.
Just feels
he does not do it. It does not happen. And as a Detroit fan, we have had our fair share of guys represented by Scott Boras over the years. We've seen this play out over and over. Scott Boras will not do any of that.
Scott, you're welcome to come on the show anytime.
No, you're not.
I'd love to hear your opinion.
I would not.
He would come up with some rhyming thing why he needs to filled with puns, why he wants to come on the podcast, and Josh just shuts it down. No.
Yeah.
No.
This is a democracy.
Yeah.
No, I hate that man.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you'd be angrier.
Me?
Yeah.
I feel like Josh is resigned and sad more than he's angry.
Yeah. I thought you'd be angrier.
No, I
think he expected this.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, this doesn't change anything. He's going to be under one more year of team control no matter what happens here. He and Boras are not going to negotiate with the Tigers front office before he reaches free agency. This changes nothing really. So
it's a bad look.
I mean, sure. But also we don't know. The other thing we don't know is how Boras is playing ball with the Tigers. The Tigers may be coming and being like, hey, let's sit down, let's talk, let's try to hash something out. And Boras being like, sit this one out. We're going to free agency no matter what. Don't even approach us. We'll talk to you next December.
Interesting.
And if that's the case, you just don't know what goes on behind closed doors with that. There's been no reporting one way or the other on it. It's hard to get too mad.
Yeah.
It feels more and more like Boras always does this, and he always tries to go to the big markets, and he always screws the mid to small markets because he just gets a bidding war and doesn't care anything about anything other than the dollar amount of the contract at the end.
Yeah.
So it feels just more and more like a foregone conclusion that he's going to be in New York or LA by this time next year.
When is the arbitration hearing?
That's a good question.
Is it early February?
I think so.
It's sad. So going back to what stats can be used.
Okay.
So for pitchers, here's what you get. No whip. Because it's hilarious.
No whip.
It's ERA, wins, losses,
jeez,
innings pitched, saves, strikeouts.
Saves.
He
has 0 saves. Get him out of here.
You also do get like all-star selections, MVP votes, Cy Young, all of that.
Well, the awards help, and he has a top 10 and a top 5 MVP finish, along with 2 Cy Youngs, which helps him.
And 2 All-Star selections.
And the salary figures typically late January to mid-February window between January 26th and February 20th for hearings.
We could learn this on my birthday.
We could.
Boy, that would really be interesting.
It would.
It's again.
Who would drink more that weekend, Ben or Josh?
No, but again, I don't think it matters in the long scheme of things.
Might not.
I don't think it makes a difference. So like my lack of anger or even sadness at this point is because I don't think it makes a difference to the long-term picture.
It might not. I mean, it's definitely something that is worth keeping an eye on, and I know we will.
I'm trying to get myself mentally set for Tarek Skubal wearing another jersey, and I don't like it. And it makes me want to cry.
I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's shift gears into something fun. Unless you had more to talk about on Skubal.
No,
let's do it.
I feel sad for Josh though. I want Skubal out of my division, but I feel sad.
This will cheer you.
I know it sucks when you have a superstar player, homegrown. Tigers took a chance on him. He was a like top 3 round projected pick. Had Tommy John coming out of college at the University of Seattle. Tigers took a risk on him coming off of injury. Gave him all the runway. He came up with a very highly regarded pitching prospect class, of which none other than him really panned out. And it sucks to see your team give a guy a chance, take a risk on him, bring him up through the system. He peaks, wins back-to-back Cy Youngs, becomes the face of your franchise. And then you're just sitting here thinking, well, the second he hits free agency, it's gone.
Okay, now does anybody have anything left to say?
Sorry.
You're fine. All right, let's do something fun. I had this idea and I haven't told any of you about it yet. So I thought it would be fun if we all randomly picked a New Year's resolution that I want to keep track of on the show for the entirety of 2026.
Are we putting these all in a hat or do we get to
I have 4 listed. Okay. And I want everyone to choose a number between 1 and 4, and that will be the resolution that you get.
All right. I will pick 3.
Okay.
2.
I'm so glad you picked 2.
Yes. No.
Yes.
1.
You want 1? Oh man, I get 4. Okay.
What am I doing? Do I have to take horse steroids?
He has to keep track of every Dodgers box score by hand for the whole year.
Keep scoring in the old scorebook.
You have to argue the arbitration case against Tarek Skubal.
This actually couldn't have worked out better because I wrote 3 of these with all of you in mind, and you picked the ones that I wanted you to pick.
Hey, look at that.
All right, so
that means you had me in the mind first.
Yes. So your New Year's resolution, Josh, for all of 2026, you have to say something nice about your team's rival each episode. The show will decide which rival we talk about that week.
I hate it.
So we'll hold on that for this.
How 50 Cent can I be? Say something nice about Ja Rule.
He's alive.
He's alive.
No, it needs to be something a little bit deeper than that, but you don't have to lie.
Okay.
Nell's got number 2, huh?
I'm number 2, as usual.
I am so glad you got this one.
Excellent.
Somehow, over the course of this year, I need you to befriend Dave Bautista.
Okay.
And I want you to provide an update each episode with the efforts you took.
He is our social media and wrestling whiz.
I'm so glad you picked
He is the only one in a position to maybe do this.
I better make a note of this.
All right, Tyler, you got number 3.
Make friends.
I want you to go the entire year without accidentally saying love you at the end of a phone call.
Okay. Without accidentally saying it?
Yes. Like you're talking to someone you work with. Yeah, you can do it on purpose.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like if you're talking to someone you actually love, that's fine.
Sure. Okay. Gotcha.
You guys have never done that? You're looking at me like,
no.
Oh,
that doesn't happen to me ever.
Oh, I've done it with so many people.
The only people I talk to on the phone are my parents and wife.
I feel like I'm getting off.
I would say I love you
so light.
Work calls?
No.
You've never accidentally said it to your boss?
I don't take work calls.
Oh.
I'm an email job guy.
Oh, you do work in tech.
I say love you in my emails. That count? Does that mean anything?
You can do it all you want. This isn't your resolution.
That's true.
All right. And mine is I have to, for the entire year, be
Learn
okay.
math?
No, we're not going to be that dumb.
Learn calculus.
I have to be okay with having to make more than one trip from the car to bring in groceries. The human arm can only take so much.
Why am I the only one with a baseball related?
Do you want to switch, Ben?
No, I don't.
It did not say baseball rifle.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be baseball.
Say something nice about Ohio State.
No, we're not there yet. We haven't decided. We have to, as a collective show, decide which rival he says something nice about.
Yeah.
Oh, across all sports.
All sports.
And personally too. Like we're gonna have you say
personal human
something nice about your second grade bully. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
They're not terrible.
Nope.
I'm so glad you got Dave Bautista though. I wrote that with you in mind. And it doesn't like you don't have to hang out, but just if you get him to reply to something, that's a win.
Okay.
We'll count that as friends.
Excellent.
Okay. Should we take a quick break before we get into revenue sharing, RSNs, and some timeline discussion? All right. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. And welcome back. I think we caught the all right there before I hit the button.
Sweet.
All right, let's talk a little bit about revenue sharing, RSNs, and free agency timeframes. These are going to be a little bit of hypothetical, a little bit of based in reality with the RSNs, but this is going to be very interesting because I don't know what anyone's about to say.
All right, I have a proposal. It is all about revenue sharing. So for those that do not know, revenue sharing is all the MLB teams take 40% of the money that they make. So ticket sales, merchandise, selling ads in the stadium,
TV
is the big one. It goes into a big old pool, and then it gets divided equally into 30 separate pieces. So everyone gets an equal share of that. Every year that winds up being somewhere north of $200 million. So between like probably $225 million. And obviously big market teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers are going to be putting in far more than $200+ million than or far more money in than they get back. And so there are teams that essentially are revenue contributors, and there are teams that are revenue receivers. And the problem that we've encountered is that, in my opinion, there are some teams that are just comfortable cashing that check and not necessarily trying to advance their team towards a winning organization, increase the team's outlook within its local market, grow their fan base, anything like that. They'll just take the money, know that they can run the team off of that and profit no matter what. And so I feel like as the new CBA comes out, as MLB owners are looking at one another, the rich teams really need to put a finger in the chest of teams that are not trying any longer, like the Miami Marlins, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and even like the Minnesota Twins, and say, look, like, you have either got to do something to better the sport, or you've got to get out of here, because we're all trying to make money. We're trying to grow this business, and you are doing nothing but leeching off of everything.
I think something interesting in about all of that too. We keep talking about how everybody wants a salary floor, and then the salary floor comes with a salary cap. This is potentially one way that you can get around having a floor and a cap, is that you have a quote unquote soft floor, in which, kind of like where you have the luxury tax as a soft cap, or if you go over, you pay more in that luxury tax, which then gets spread out amongst other teams. If you're under a certain amount, you only get a certain percent of what you would have gotten from revenue sharing.
And so here's my proposal. It's not exclusively based off of how much you spend in salary.
Sure.
I understand that there are certain economics that you are up against that may make it difficult for you to ever be a team that spends a ton on salary. That's fine. But if you are not going to spend a ton in salary, and what I said is you need to do at least two of the following things. You need to have a winning ball club. You need to have good in-person attendance. You need to be driving sort of your, whatever you'd call it, your subscription base, like whether it's MLB.com, local subscribers for your RSN, whatever, but you are growing that base of people that are willing to pay for the MLB product, or you are just spending 70% of what the like the top 12 teams, or I would say like the 12th team within the MLB. So if you spend 70% of what they do within salary. So like, what does that look like? So right now, you've got, I think it was Boston, who's the 12th most spending team. And they spent about $225 million in salary last year. So they're spending about $25 million more in salary than the revenue sharing. Now, they still get, Boston still gets 52% of the revenue that they're generating locally on top of what they're getting back within revenue sharing. So they're able to cover their costs and they're able to still make money. But Miami is only paying 39% of what Boston is paying in salary. Kansas City, who is like in the 10th least team, they're at 68% of what Boston is selling as far as salary. So I want to see you either, if you spend more, if you invest that money back into the ball club, that's going to do a couple of things. Number one, it's driving the market for free agents. So now you're playing within that free agent pool, and we are spreading out those good players across fewer and fewer teams. The situation with the Dodgers right now is unfortunate because no one likes to see that super team get built. But I think the reason that that's happening is because the people who want to get paid are dealing with only like 3 or 4 teams that are willing to pay them. Mm-hmm. If all of a sudden you had 30 teams that were all willing to offer you a salary, all of a sudden, like, you could potentially, pick beyond who's going to pay you the most money. You could pick because this is the team that you grew up cheering for, or the one that's closest to your family, or the one that's closest to your wife's family, or just a city that you love to be in.
Or the one that allows you to hit into the middle of the lineup instead of having to hit 8th.
Right, exactly. So all of those things. So you can either spend 70% of what the 12th highest spending team is going to spend. That's one thing you can do. Now you got to do 2 of these things. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why 12? Why the 12th team?
So we are taking a look. I'm trying to figure it out from like more of these are the teams that make the playoffs type of an aspect. Okay. And so if you have got 6 teams in each division that are making the playoffs, I'm saying, okay, these are going to be the top 12. If you correlate spending with having a winning franchise, sure, you can do that. And that's the other thing is one of the things that you can tick off, one of the boxes that you can tick off to get to your 2 of the things that I'm talking about. Spending is one.
The Tampa box
is the Tampa box, which is just have a winning ball club. So if you have
You're going to be cheap, win games.
Exactly. If you have had a winning ball club for 1 year out of the past 3, that's a box that's checked.
Is winning 1 game over 500?
Yes, 1 game over 500. Okay. 1 game over 500.
I'd be willing to give them 500 either.
That you've got to do 2 of these things. So winning ball club would be 1, spending money would be 1. The next one would be attendance. Attendance. So I want to see you you can do one of 2 things. You can have more than 2.1 million people show up at your stadium in a given season. That would check the box. Or you can grow your in-person attendance by 10% over last year. That would also check the box. So, Tampa and the Athletics, they're going to benefit from one of those metrics just simply by going from a minor league ballpark to a pro ballpark. But you can grow attendance. And so if you're growing attendance, you're getting more people to show up and experience the MLB in person. Then you're checking one of those boxes. The next thing you can do is you can increase your subscriber base. So I'm sure that they've got internal subscriber numbers, but all teams should be looking at that and sending a benchmark similar to 2.1 million people, which is like sort of, to give you an idea, 2.1 million is like what St. Louis did this past year. St. Louis is a great baseball team, but the team has been on the decline for the past 3 years. And so, they haven't been showing up as much. For another team like the Brewers are slightly above 2.1 million. So when there's bad baseball being played, no one wants to show up in person and do that. So the MLB teams also need to take a look and say, how exciting are you making your media product, and how good are you at driving subscribers? So you need to grow your MLB.com team subscriptions year over year by 20% until you get to a certain threshold. And then you can check that box as well. So, there's some of this that definitely favors big market teams, as far as attendance, how much you've got within online subs. That can definitely benefit a team like the Angels that don't have a great team and not everyone's excited about them. But just by virtue of where they are, they're going to be able to hit the thresholds of attendance. They're going to be able to hit the thresholds of online subscribers. But really, like, the whole thing that I am trying to get at is, if you are a club owner and your team is in the MLB, you really need to be doing something to grow the sport in order to participate in that full 1/30th share of revenue sharing. And so I think that for each year that you don't achieve at least 2 of those metrics, you get some percentage off of what your available revenue share is. And then it continues to drop down if you don't improve things.
You don't think that an in-season split tournament's going to solve everything?
I don't think an in-season split tournament is really going to do much in the way of getting more Marlins fans out to the stadium or subscribe to the product. Excited.
Can't wait for my December 15th World Series game too.
What you've done with this idea, Tyler, is put more work into growing baseball than Rob Manfred has ever done.
And I don't think Manfred has done an awful job. And I don't know what the mechanizations are within that, but I do know that the NFL has gone down a path that I think MLB is going down right now, which is, and we're going to talk about this because the next thing we're going to talk about is RSNs with Nels. They are going to be splitting up their product into so many places that it's going to be very frustrating from a consumer to be able to access. So if all of a sudden you need a Netflix subscription plus an MLB.com subscription plus a Peacock subscription plus in order to access all that stuff, it's going to be bad generally for baseball. Because I think the other thing that baseball has going for it that makes it dangerous if the media environment gets too difficult is it's a lot easier to consume baseball on the radio than it is to consume any other sport on the radio.
And arguably better.
Yes, yeah, like, you could definitely.
Baseball on the radio is great.
Yeah, it's far like you cannot. Basketball, I think basketball and hockey I find to be the worst.
Oh,
just
for sure.
because the play is too dynamic.
It's so continuous.
Yeah, like you have no idea exactly what's going on when you're listening to those sports.
At least football has the breaks between plays.
Right, exactly. You can set up down and distance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, like one of the problems with football is it feels like you always need to know down and distance. You always need to know what yard line they're on, that type of thing. With baseball, it seems like you can sort of, go back to mowing your lawn or raking your leaves and then come back to it and be like, oh yeah, what's going on? Okay.
I was saying one of the biggest sadnesses of the winter so far. So I am a new homeowner as of this year, moved into my home in June. And I really enjoyed my
last year.
Well, whatever. Within this year, within the last 12 months. But I liked to Sundays mow my lawn and throw on my headphones and listen to the Tigers game on the radio while I'm mowing my lawn. And now I'm out there shoveling snow. There's no baseball to listen to, and it's much worse.
I'm picturing you in those 1990s Sony yellow headphones with like the big antenna that's sticking up. And that's how you're pulling that in.
But I also want to make just one more point before we move on to the RSNs. I decided to look it up, because this was the first that I heard of your proposal.
Okay.
In terms of the attendance, the combo of the attendance thresholds that you brought up, these are the teams that would not have hit
2.1 million.
2.1 million or growth year over year.
Okay.
So the two combined. Cleveland, Washington, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Those are the four. If you don't count Tampa and Oakland, / Vegas / whatever because of their situations going to minor league parks this year. I'm taking them out of the equation based on their ballpark situation. There would be 4 teams that would be negative year over year attendance
wouldn't be able
that
to
did
check
not
that
hit
box.
2.1. Yes.
It's surprising it's only 4.
But you have to grow your attendance by 10%. So it can't be just last year's 2024 plus 1.
And that math I can't do.
No, I'm not expecting
in my
you to.
head.
No.
But I'm just saying those are the 4 that that were under 2.1 million this year and had a negative year over year total attendance.
And of those, only Cleveland had a winning year.
Yes. And of those, only Cleveland has had a winning year in the last couple. I don't know. Wait, Minnesota did Minnesota have it?
Within 3, yeah.
We went to a playoff
within
game.
3.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago that was.
It was
Now.
3
That
years.
feels
Was
like
it 3 years ago?
It'll be 3 years from this.
Minnesota had a winning record in 2024.
But yeah, like the White Sox were in that category where they wouldn't have checked the box. Probably, I think that they're
any box ever.
They did increase in overall attendance this year by 65,000 total, but I don't think that's.
I was going to say from 172 to 193. Yay!
Do you get credit for someone coming through the turnstiles as the gun that people keep sneaking in? Do you count the guns as people for attendance at the White Sox stadium?
No. That's
you can't count the guns.
No. That's from outside the stadium. That's just people trying to arc the bullets up over the wall and get them in like trebuchets.
Well, if you don't have to buy 2 tickets to scan, then it doesn't count as 2 people.
That's why I'm asking.
It's every scan, buddy.
I know.
It's not every scan. It's every ticket sold. So if you sell the ticket and no one shows up, it still counts as a ticket sale.
It's not butts in seats, though.
It's not butts in seats. So yeah,
that's an interesting idea. I don't hate it.
It might need a little bit of refining on the numbers of specifically the attendance and stuff, but the overall, like,
the idea
check
is
2 of 4 boxes that show that you're actually trying to do something.
You're doing something.
You can't just sit and passively pocket money that comes through.
I need you to increase the excitement in baseball.
I don't dislike it. I don't.
Thank you. That was something nice said about a rival.
Yeah. Yes.
Your rival Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rival Tyler.
We did not pick Tyler for the rival.
No. But one thing that kind of is going to throw a whole wrench in this works is that revenue sharing pile looks like it might be getting smaller.
Yes, Nels, tell us why.
Yes.
Boy, that was a great transition.
It was an excellent segue. There's a bit of a mess with the MLB and the RSN, which is the Regional Sports Network, which is typically the channel that will air your local MLB game, also NBA, NHL. NFL's its own thing, so that they don't count.
It's not soccer anymore because they're on Apple TV.
So this is like last year it was FanDuel Sports Network. The year before it was Bally.
Correct.
It used to be Fox Sports North or whatever.
Yeah, it depends. And they're different for every team. I know the Giants
Yes Network.
Yes.
Oh, man. The Yes Network.
Nesson for the Red Sox.
Masson for Baltimore and Washington.
Giants are NBC Sports Bay Area. So it depends, but there is a chunk of teams that were on the FanDuel Sports Network, which was previously Bally's.
But all the same company.
They're all the same company
Sports.
under. It was Diamond Sports.
Oh, yeah,
now Main Street Sports.
Yeah,
that owns it, which is a subsidiary of a conglomerate known as Sinclair. They kind of fly under the radar of that media conglomerate because they don't have anything that's called Sinclair Oops like Fox is.
Nothing called Sinclair Oops.
Nope,
Sinclair Oops.
But they own like a ton of local news stations across the country. They're like a huge media conglomerate, and they bought a bunch of your local RSNs as well. It was Bally's. FanDuel bought the naming rights, is what that was. So FanDuel doesn't own the actual
just
RSN.
in the same way that Oracle does not own the Giant Stadium and Target does not own the Giant Stadium.
It's purely naming rights, so they can say it's the FanDuel and make you bet on sports more.
Money.
The mess started actually where many of our messes started in COVID. Where there was no sports to broadcast. So many people cut the cord, and then there was no money coming in because people were watching sports, and there were truncated sports seasons that year, and people didn't want to watch those because it was weird. And then a lot of those customers just didn't come back, or they found quote unquote alternative methods to find their sports. So less revenue means money problems. There's some bankruptcy issues. They filed for Chapter 11 not that long ago, which is, out of business with Chapter 11. You just have to rearrange your finances so you can pay your debts. Well, that's still not great news. And they've missed some payments to teams. They have agreements with each major league team that they broadcast. And look it up here because just a couple of days ago, this came through that the 9 teams under the FanDuel Sports Network ran by Main Street Sports under the Sinclair
Oops.
Sinclair Oops group.
Sinclair Oops.
They all pulled out and terminated their deals with Main Street. Those teams are the Braves, Reds, Tigers, Royals, Angels, Marlins, Brewers, Cardinals, and Rays. So 2 of you are kind of interested in that.
Yeah, and it would have been the Twins too, but they already pulled out from that last year.
did.
The Twins were a casualty before the rest. So
The only smart thing the poll ads did last year.
3 of us at this table have been affected within the last 12 months of the FanDuel
the Giants are
Sports.
still like under the NBC Sports Bay Area.
So
banner.
I mean, like, so if anyone it just wants to like microcosm of the finances here, I was a cable subscriber, and I was a cable subscriber exclusively for accessing the regional sports network and watching Minnesota Twins games.
Mhm.
When they got into a spat at the middle part of the 2024 season,
Yep.
what happened was the regional sports network dropped the Minnesota Twins. And at that point, I said, phooey to all this.
Yes.
I am now going to I'm going to cancel my cable subscription, and I am going to go and find alternative ways to watch the Minnesota Twins, get an MLB.com subscription, pay for it that way, and run my TV through a VPN that makes it look like I am no longer in market and I can watch those shows.
I watch
Correct.
a lot of Twins games from Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I just bought the MLB TV subscription that included Twins local games this year,
Mhm.
but that's just me.
Yeah, what
It was less hassle than setting up a VPN. It was like only an
super
extra
easy.
like $30 though. for
VPN
the
is super
year.
easy.
it is. What happened?
It's not bad.
A couple
You
years
can do
ago when
I know I could. I didn't want to.
when these teams fell out of their RSNs, is MLB came in and started producing the games and broadcasting the games. Some of them made deals with local cable providers like your Comcast, DirecTV, etc. But they also, for the first time ever, eliminated the blackouts, and you could just buy your team on MLB TV and just watch Twins games or these other teams that are also currently produced under MLB. The Diamondbacks, Padres, Guardians, Rockies, Twins, Mariners this year will be first. And then it sounds like likely the Nationals will join that as well. So if you combine those teams, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with the 9 teams that just dropped out.
How many? 6, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at 16 teams total that may, those 9 teams that I mentioned earlier could still return to an RSN operator if they find another buyer and approve their outlook and all that. So they're not officially like, we're not doing RSNs. But we are looking potentially at the MLB producing 16 of the 30 teams, over half.
And so here's the problem from a financial standpoint when it gets down to it, is the reporting out of the Twins was that Diamond Sports Group was paying them $50 million a season.
Yep.
In prior, like last full year of their contract being 2023. And so when you start to do the math on that and whack that up into $100 subscriptions to see your local team, you very quickly run out of, I guess you'd say, like local baseball fans that would likely be willing to pay that amount of money in order to achieve that $50 million figure.
Yeah. It on one hand, it is kind of consumer friendly because you can just buy Twins games.
Yes.
You can buy Twins games for the whole year. You don't have to buy the whole MLB TV package.
Was it $20 a month for FanDuel? Something like that?
I don't recall.
Something like that. And also their app is horrendous.
it's trash. It's such trash.
I will give MLB like their app, their streaming is much better than most of these other RSN apps.
I agree.
But what you are doing is, as Tyler alluded to, you're losing a lot of revenue from those cable agreements with the RSN.
Yeah.
It would take a ton of subscribers to make up that revenue. And if you're losing that revenue, what are you going to do as a business? You're going to cut costs. Where you're going to cut costs most? In your payroll, which means you're not going to sign those big name players as much. So those teams that I mentioned that are already under the MLB production and the ones that could potentially be, we're looking at over half the league, maybe that could be looking to slash payrolls. And of course, we're looking at a labor agreement coming up at the end of the year, which is already messy as it usually is. And now we're looking at that scene in The Office where Kevin spills the chili all over the place. And that's what this is they're just dumping a big pot of chili that's a mess over on top of an already messy situation.
Look, I am pro player over owner all day, every day. But above everything, I am pro
fan,
consumer, pro fan.
Yeah.
I am happy if we just remove all regional market like TV deals. You still have your regional announcers because there's nothing worse than listening to quote unquote unbiased national guys absolutely
and MLB has
slobber over
all the production crews, all the announce crews from all the teams that they've been producing.
I am pro resetting the market. Sure, salaries might come down a bit, which I am pro player over pro management and ownership. But if it means that I don't have to spend $800 a year on all these different subscriptions to watch my team play all the games because I can get it in one spot for, $150 for the year. I don't mind player salaries having to get reset and come down so that I and my dad and all of our fans can actually access the sport.
Sure.
There's nothing worse than 8 different subscriptions to try to watch your games.
Well, we might be going down that road anyway because we already see the Sunday Roku game. They're bringing back the Sunday Night Baseball is going to be on NBC this year, which is over the air broadcasting. So you don't have to subscribe to anything for that.
Yeah, over the air is great. But I have YouTube TV.
Rabbit ears.
I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen the NFL do this. There's a playoff game tonight that's Amazon Prime only. Amazon Prime only. I wouldn't be surprised if
the Lions played on Christmas Day on Netflix.
Which we're not a football show, but my goodness, we could talk for hours about how horrible that production was.
No, but this isn't a football comment. This is a networks comment.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you're spreading the distribution across Amazon, Netflix,
Peacock, Paramount
Plus, and also traditional broadcast television.
And I saw somebody on social media mention we may get to the point where it's like the first 3 innings are on Netflix and the second 3 innings are on Amazon.
This inning brought to you by Prime.
Want to see the 9th inning? Turn into Peacock.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that I will say is, unlike the NFL, I think that the MLB having 1 game per week that is on a dedicated streaming service,
Apple,
isn't the worst thing in the world compared to football, where there are many fewer games and that 1 game is more important. Yes. So if all of a sudden you get into a situation where it is Thursday nights are on Amazon and Friday nights are on Apple and Saturday nights are on Tubi and then Sunday nights are on NBC, that if it's value, like the MLB can sell each of those things and still be in a good place. Where football, I think, is really upsetting their fans by splitting this up into so many pieces.
And I think A-okay going to Tubi though, because it's free.
Yeah,
I love Tubi.
But here's the issue with that. Baseball still, I'm just talking from a baseball perspective. Baseball still in general has a fan base that is on the older side.
Yeah.
My dad does not want to figure out how to install the Tubi app and the Roku app on his TV to be able to watch these games.
True.
He'll just go and sit out on the patio and throw on the radio broadcast or something, or just not watch, and then I'll tell him what happened.
Yeah, shout out to Bill.
Yeah.
Who also will. I'm not going to show him what 2B
but,
is.
but like it doesn't matter that
My
these
dad
are
doesn't watch
free.
baseball.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that these are free. There's so many generations of people, and like I think the younger generations they're like, oh, I'll go to my illegal streaming site that just has everything instead of having to figure out which one it's on. Go through 6 different apps to go try to find it. Even if they're free, it's such an inconvenience, and the younger people don't have the attention spans, and the older people don't have the desire to learn all the different apps that they have to like go to watch a game. It just needs to be in one place all the time, or you're going to lose a big significant chunk of.
We've joked about this many times that we're on the precipice of everyone coming together and saying we have this new great service that's called Cable. Yeah. It's like, oh, you mean cable? Like we already had.
We at this table happen to be in that in between where we're technologically knowledgeable enough, but also have like. I don't know. We're kind of in that middle where we're like, we'll go to Tubi and Roku for free. Yeah. Sure. It's not that hard to set up another app.
Right.
But the generations below, it's a pain, but we'll do it.
Yeah.
The generation above us and the generation below us aren't doing that. And they're losing. When you lose that, you lose a bulk of your business. And it might be like per person, you make more money, but overall you're not.
Right. And this affects every team, because we talked about revenue sharing. If there's less revenue coming in for the Twins,
less to share.
There's less to share for the Giants, who I did not list here. So,
and the Twins are still keeping 52% of their revenue, which is now a smaller amount. And so they've got less to spend on their overall organization.
Exactly. So it's going to be a messy couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if, I think as Ben said, we don't have RSNs once all contracts are up with teams. Like each team has their own deal, and we just go to MLB produces everything, and it's just that's the way it is. But until then, it's going to be messy, especially with the labor agreement coming up.
Yeah. I mean, sports as a whole, sports entertainment needs a total market reset. I don't know how that comes about.
I just had a evil black thought.
Excellent. Share.
Please share.
A really awful one.
Oh,
which is everyone's going to get grossed out by this. They're just be like, I don't really want to do this. Like, if I really have a game that I want to watch, I'll just go to the local establishment and I will watch it there. And I think where we wind up with is
can they find it?
Back bars?
Half the bars we go to can't find the games anymore.
I know, no, but what they're going to do is they are going to work local, regional, and neighborhood based agreements where you are now the only bar in the neighborhood that has the rights to broadcast the game.
Like the old closed circuit instead of pay-per-view?
Exactly.
Pre-pay-per-view?
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's just like if you want to be the MLB bar in a, whatever, like 100,000 person radius, like you are exclusively it, and no other bars are able to showcase the game.
I love sports, obviously. I would find a new hobby.
Yeah.
Straight up.
If you had to find your local Buffalo Wild Wings because they're the only establishment that is going to be allowed to show the games.
Yeah. No, I would just straight up stop caring.
Okay. You can still get it on your own. Like you can still get it on your own, but if you decided that you didn't want to subscribe on your own and you just only wanted to watch the games that you wanted to watch and go out to watch them, you would exclusively have to go with the local exclusive bar. That is, like I said, this is a dark black thought. I don't think that this is happening, but this is where I worry that things are going to go.
I think that even if I could access it myself, I think something like that would be disgusting enough that I would just stop caring altogether.
It's called capitalism and it's all about it.
Yeah. Capitalism. But to me, doing that is one more step towards making it worse and worse and worse if we keep supporting it. So like if
that's the end of fandom.
If it hit that point, I'm just done. I'm just done. Whatever.
I probably would be too.
I'll play video games. Give me MLB The Show for $70 or $100 or whatever the hell it's going to be by that point in time, because the prices keep going all the way up and up. And I'll just play in my little video game.
It wouldn't even matter if you had the newest one. Like you could just play like the 1995 version because
Yeah.
You don't know any of the new players. So like, what's the point of having the newest version?
Oh, we've got this great farm system. Cool. I don't care. I'm never gonna watch these guys play anyway.
Yeah, I'm playing MLB baseball or like baseball on NES, and it's just numbers and stats.
Yeah. Well, I found those two discussions to be really interesting. I don't know if everybody dives as deep into revenue sharing RSNs as we just did, but I think they're important to pay attention to. As we get closer and closer to the labor strike that may happen, I think it's incredibly important to. I think we will too, but as of right now, it's up in the air.
We're probably not going to see anything till after the World Series.
I wouldn't imagine so.
No,
deep, so we can put a pin in it.
But I think understanding the revenue sharing piece of it and the RSN piece of it, I think it's good for the regular fan to know about those pieces, because you hear a lot about people talk about like, oh, these guys make millions of dollars, and they do.
Especially if your team isn't directly affected. Like I said, the Giants aren't. They have their own thing right now.
Right.
They're fine. But it's still going to affect them down the line, and it just might
But you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, these guys make millions of dollars. Why do we care about this? And it's like, well, yeah, but you also have to understand the business aspect of it, that they're kind of being raked over the coals, and so are the fans in many situations. So
mostly the fans.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to understand this.
But also, and then just to tie a nice little bow on this, going back to the beginning, slow times in the free agency market. Why is that? Well, the uncertainty with the money from the regional sports networks, the potential impending player strike and all of that. A lot of reasons for teams to not be jumping to give out big money, and players to not be jumping to take contracts that may take away earning potential that they could potentially have more of. So I think a big reason we haven't seen more big moves is because of these things that we talked about here, tying it all the way back to, man, it's been a slow winter.
I know specifically, I saw a representative of the Cubs say they structured a lot of their contracts to end this year, so they would have a clean slate.
Yeah.
Well,
post labor agreement.
And again, I know baseball podcast. I'm a WNBA fan. I am a season ticket holder for the Minnesota Lynx. Basically, everybody not on rookie contracts structured their contracts to be free agents this year, because right now they're in a labor negotiation for new contracts. The players knew it.
Smart.
Everybody's a free agent right now because nobody wanted to sign a deal that was going to handicap their earning potential going past with the popularity growing and everything, handicap themselves from being able to make more money. So almost the entire league is free agents.
Yeah, it's smart to protect yourself.
And obviously, baseball is not going to be the same because we have guys like Juan Soto that's on a 30-year contract and stuff like that right now. So like, there's plenty of long term, but like it's probably in the players' minds right now, kind of like that too, that are currently free agents. That why would I sign a 5-year deal right now where that money could be significantly more next year? And then owners are probably like, why would we give them all of this money when we might have to reset the market and salaries could go down? And everybody's kind of in the in-between right now.
And I think that if I remember right, that Rob Manfred was really pushing all of these teams when they're signing and negotiating new media rights deals to not have them extend past, I think it was 2027, because he wanted as many teams that he could possibly have free at 2027, so he can sell the MLB as a whole package to a specific media environment. There are definitely hiccups to that because, the Yankees and I believe the Nationals own their own regional cable network.
The Yes Network is a big challenge.
And so like those are going to be hard sells to put towards the Yankees. But I think it is something where if it's everyone minus the Yankees and minus the Dodgers, maybe there's still going to be enough buyers.
Yeah. But point at the end of the day, for all of you guys out there that are just casual observers and wondering why things are the way they are, there's so many things behind the scenes going on right now that have big effects.
We just want Alan to be able to watch baseball.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That's what it boils down to.
It's easier for me in Minnesota, out of market, to watch the Tigers than it is for him in Detroit.
Trust me, we could do another 3 hours on blackouts.
For sure. For sure, but nobody wants to listen that much more
They
right
do
now, at least. So let's move on to
Should we take
the
a
rest
quick
of our
break?
segments.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with your favorite segment, Ballpark Brews and Trivia. And we are back. All right, kids, let's talk about our favorite segment. Say it with me.
Avery demands answers.
And this week we actually have two Avery Demands answers. The first one is, why is there sand on the field?
Did she mean like the dirt?
Yeah.
I believe that's what she meant. Let's remember this is coming from a 4-year-old, so.
It's very special dirt. It has to be. It's like grown and filtered.
Grown like
Yeah.
I plant some dirt seeds
Yes.
and then harvest in the
Correct.
Okay.
It's MLB sanctioned dirt.
I think it only comes from two places, right?
Maybe
Something like
part
that.
of it comes from
It's not
Georgia, part of
as-
it comes from New Jersey.
it's not as special as the mud for the baseballs, but
No,
it's
the
still,
mud's
Right.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Is that New Jersey?
It's someplace on the East Coast. I
Yeah.
don't know whether it's.
I know there's
Yeah.
several dirt places because there's different climates and everything that need special dirt.
Honestly, Avery, like you got me stumped because I honestly I do not know.
Well, I mean, they didn't have artificial turf in 1862 or whenever they first played
No,
stickball.
but it could have been all grass.
Yeah.
Well, and
Like,
then
why did they go from all grass to, hey, let's line the base paths?
because
with
they
dirt?
probably ran the grass out running in the base paths. And
Probably.
it became dirt, and they're just like, okay, it's dirt now.
I mean, I'm guessing that's as good, but Avery, like, excellent question.
Yeah.
Like,
You demand an answer, and we
we
don't
got-
have
we have
one right
failed
now.
you.
But
Got nothing for
we
you.
will come back next time with a researched answer to that one. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I'll ask Batista.
You stumped the Schwabs.
You got to ask Dave Bautista why there's sand on the baseball field. All right, second question is kind of a two-parter.
Okay.
How hard do most major leaguers throw? And the second part is how hard do all four of us think we can throw a baseball right now?
I think the average fastball is up to like 94, right?
the average fastball,
Yeah.
like, and I think that the average speed of a baseball pitched, all pitches, I think is like just a tick over 90 miles an hour right now.
Okay.
Sure, but I feel like the question is about the fastballs. How hard, like, does the
That's what it
average
sounds
person
like to
throw
me.
when they're throwing the hardest? And
Yeah.
I think it's like, yeah, in the mid 90s, like 94, 95-ish now, which, I mean, when we were all young, that used to be a high-end fastball.
Yeah.
So, like,
It was
Ain't
a
nothing.
flamethrower back in the day.
that number keeps going up and up every year.
Yep.
and then the
So,
second one was
How,
How hard
do
can we throw?
all of us think we can throw a baseball? And I did put a caveat on here. I did get a radar gun for Christmas.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
at a
we can
future
test
date,
this.
we will test this. So I'm going to write
we're not
down.
gonna go throw snowballs out right now and see.
I mean, we can, but I don't think they'll last. So I'm going to put down all of our guesses
okay.
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 and we'll do it later. All right. So whoever wants to start,
I think I could crack 70 with a fastball.
70.
Yeah.
So the question would be like, how much warm up do I get?
as much as you need.
As much as I need.
We're not throwing cold.
okay,
We're too
okay.
old for that.
In that
Yeah.
case, I can get to 64.
Okay. Yeshua?
Well, now I feel full of myself for thinking that I could probably touch 75.
Okay.
But I've got a younger arm than you guys,
do.
so
You have less mileage.
I have a little less mileage on the old rotator
So,
cuff here.
I guess so. Here's a question for everybody: when was the last time you did the carnival throw the baseball against
I don't know, but
your
those
speed
are
thing.
Never.
Those are
Okay.
rigged, I think.
Never.
Okay, but what did the speedometer say when you did that one?
Mine said 130. I don't.
Whoa!
I know it was weird.
Wow.
That's why I think it was rigged.
Mine was in the 50s. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was in centimeters per hour.
Centimeters per hour.
The-
Okay, gotcha,
It goes
gotcha.
a long
Yeah,
way.
gotcha.
The center fielders doing mop up duty in a blowout game are hitting 50 with their lobs. I
Okay.
feel like that's broken.
I think I did it a couple years ago in Cincinnati. I do not remember what it was.
Yeah, every time.
What do you think you can hit though? You're the only one that hasn't answered.
Let's say 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
the
No,
original funny number.
We've got Trevor Bauer over here.
69.5.
Wow, so I'm at the high end then. I think that
Yeah,
I
and
can throw
I
it fast.
actually was talking to my mom on the way over here, and we were talking about this question, and I said, and I can guarantee you with all certainty in the world that I know exactly who's going to overestimate
well,
his abilities.
I didn't think 75 was that big of a stretch.
Josh has a pretty good arm.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
seen him. He's throwing guys.
75
He's
is
throwing,
fast.
he's throwing guys out from center field and softball on the fly.
Yeah.
So
I understand that.
okay.
Not at 75.
Well, we don't. Well, not with a softball.
No.
Hell, not with a softball.
No.
But a
Well, I'm saying
baseball,
he has
you
a-
could throw a lot
He has
harder
a strong
than a
arm. Is the
softball.
point.
Yeah,
We will.
I think 75 is reasonable. I don't
we
think
will
that
test
was-
this.
Yeah,
On a
I'm looking
future,
forward to it.
on a future episode.
We will need one baseball.
yes. And the other
Probably need more than
One
one.
baseball.
The other thing that comes into advantage here is we're just throwing for speed, not accuracy.
Right.
So
Right.
if
We're
I
not
don't,
gonna- we're not
if
gonna
I
have
don't
anyone
have
behind the
to
plate.
dot it,
I'm going full Ricky Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break
How
this.
fast can you throw a strike? About 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as long as I don't have to dot it on the corner of the plate.
No, we won't have a catcher.
You want to be a
behind the plate.
thrower or a pitcher?
Yeah, thrower.
Okay.
All right, so we are in a range of 11 miles an hour from 64 to 75. So as soon as there's not snow on every baseball field in Minnesota, we will test this out.
All right. Sounds good.
Or if we can find an indoor place to throw,
Could do that.
find a gym.
We'll find a way to get
I'll
it
need
done.
months to warm up my arm.
Yeah, start warming up now for
You just-
I'm
Go
gonna get the
outside.
exercise band out of the closet. and we're
Just
gonna-
go outside right now and start tossing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start lifting. I haven't lifted in my whole life, but I'm gonna start now just to be able to surpass Avery's expectations.
Well, we can start right now by lifting this beer for Ballpark Brews.
Yeah.
Hey, that one I can lift.
There you
We're
go.
batting 1,000 on the segues.
Lift and drop.
All right, what do we got here though?
Yeah.
So what we have today is, I forgot already, Castle Danger West Coast IPA. Castle Danger is a Minnesota brewery.
Well, they don't know where they're at. 'cause
They
they're talking
don't.
about doing a West Coast beer from Minnesota.
I know, right?
Up in Two Harbors, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Has anybody other than me been to their tap room up there?
I feel like I have, but I don't remember.
It's a nice space.
I just wave as I pass to visit my aunt and uncle in Lutzen.
All right.
So
yeah, it's a
let's,
nice space. It's a good brewery.
Let's give it a taste.
Cheers.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge IPA fan. It's good. This is not nearly as hoppy as some of the other IPAs that Minnesota puts out, but I like it because I'm not still the biggest IPA guy. I'm going to say this is probably a single for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because this is probably like the thing that I like the least about IPAs, which is when they become sort of piney.
Yep.
And have
I
a
like the
a piney aftertaste. And so for me, like this is a drag bunt single. It's not even. It's like just cheating your way on base.
Yeah, it's a India pine ale. Is what it is for me. It's not as bad, like you said, as some of that I've had. It's not that heavy with the pine. 7%. All right. Good thing we have 2 football games to sit here and
Yeah, we got
get through
time.
this. Yeah, single. I'll give it a sharp single. It's not a bloop.
Sharp single.
I'll give it a sharp single.
I don't know if it's because it's 4 p.m. on a Saturday. I haven't had lunch yet, and this is, not the first beer of the show. It's really hitting well for me today. Coming through. So I, unlike the rest of the show, I do really like IPAs. I like the kind of earthy, piney taste. That is something I actually enjoy. I feel like it's not too strong, not too over the top. And especially with a 7% ABV, I feel like this is about as mild of a taste in the beer as a 7% you can get, as in I can drink a lot of these. Like this drinks to me like a 4% beer. As the young one in the group, I still feel like that's a good thing.
Youngest. Not young.
I'd give this a ripped double into the gap. Like, I think that this is a very nice, drinkable West Coast IPA, and then you get the 7% on top of it. You're just getting extra money in the gap there.
I also want to point out my single, he did steal 2 bases, so he's at third.
Oh, wow.
It's an Ellie De La Cruz single.
Yeah, it's good. It's just, I'm not the IPA guy.
I like IPAs, very drinkable. 7%. It's a good percentage for the drinkability.
Castle Danger, sponsor the podcast.
Yes.
All right.
A beautiful tap room, like I said.
Let's do some trivia.
Let's do it.
All right. I kept it kind of in the vein of horse steroid tranquilizer things.
Excellent.
I went to, the idea I had was because we were talking about Kepler and the horse steroid thing. I said, who can we do trivia about that's the most
steroidy?
No, not the most steroidy, but the most
Horsey?
Associated with
Horse
steroids in the history of baseball.
Okay.
And who would that be?
Jose Canseco.
It would be one barreled Bonds.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And
So these are,
but
and
McGuire, but
so these are all trivia questions
Canseco
about
wrote 2
barreled Bonds.
okay.
So who'd like to start?
No.
Me.
Nels does.
All right, Nels. Who is Barry Bonds' godfather?
Willie Mays.
It is Willie Mays.
That's an easy one.
Okay, I didn't say they were hard. All right, we going this way or that way?
Doesn't matter.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah.
Who is Barry Bonds' famous cousin?
Who is Barry Bonds' famous cousin? Bobby Bonilla? Okay.
Oh, I hope that shows up in the audio because that was really funny.
I have no idea.
No idea? Back to Nels.
Oh God. It's like Chris
Don
Tucker.
Mattingly.
It's not Chris Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Josh, go.
I don't know.
Okay.
I already passed. I said Don Mattingly,
No, it's not.
which is wrong for many reasons.
Very, very distant.
Any other guesses, Nels?
Dave Chappelle.
No, that's a good guess.
We
though.
can trace their relative tree back to about 10,000 BC.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Who is it?
Allen Iverson.
Mr. October.
All right.
Reggie
Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
Where'd we end up? We're at you now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bobby Bonds. That's his father. We're
No.
just going by
Oh, we're
family.
done. We're done with the family.
Okay.
Can you tell me what his career was against Rick Ankiel?
1 for 2 with a homer.
No.
Oh, I know it was bad. It was like, did he go like 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts? Was it something like that?
You're close, but
Did
no.
Ankiel pitch that long that he had?
Rick
That
and Keel
many-
pitched for a
maybe.
while.
He did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Before he went jittery and became a hitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 0 for 8 strikeouts.
You went in the wrong direction.
Oh no. All right.
0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts.
No.
I don't know.
0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts.
No. One last guess.
0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
1 for 10.
You were so close. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Okay.
Okay.
Career. Only 3 at bats against Ankiel. That's crazy.
I didn't? Yeah.
All right. Back to you, Nelson.
Sure.
From 2001 to 2004,
Mhm.
Barry Bonds played in 573 games.
Yes.
How many times did he reach base in that time period?
Oh wow.
573 games.
Not how many games he reached base, how many times he reached
Yeah.
base, correct?
How many times did he reach?
base in those 573 games?
Correct.
604.
No.
I'm going to go with 700.
No.
Say the games again.
573.
I will go 578.
No, it's
No.
higher than that. It's got to be because it's like
It's not higher than that.
really.
It's not higher than that.
Yeah, because there was one season where he reached base.
What was one season he had like 232 walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would think that his on base would have been like 480, and he had
No, his
The
base,
winning-
on base was almost 600 one year.
In 2000, 3.
Remember, this is
I
just
think
a 3-year
2003.
period.
In 2003, his OBP was 609.
It's a 4-year period. So 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
yeah,
4.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
But so he had 500 some games. He got on base about say half the time.
So 2001, he didn't walk that much because he hit the 73.
Right.
It was after that when they started just.
Yeah, I
we're
think it
gonna
was.
walk him all the
I think it
time.
was 03 that he had a 609 OBP.
But
Yeah.
still, we're talking about 4 point something plate appearances per game.
Okay, I'll go lower. I'll say 542.
You are very close.
No, this has got to be games that because he has multiple plate appearances per game. And so,
I'm pulled this from Barry Bonds reference.
okay. Barry Bonds reference.
BarryBondsReference.com.
Yes,
The Berry Wiki.
The Barry Wiki. Any other guesses?
What did I say? 542.
I disagree with the premise of the question because I think it's wrong.
What were the years?
2001 to 2004.
All right. So what is it?
The answer is 539.
Okay,
See, that's how
I was
many-
off by 3.
That's how many games he reached.
That's not the way it's phrased on his reference page.
Just you got to trust me on the math on that one.
Well, it's not the way it's presented.
Because when you total up all of his walks over those 3 seasons, it's
Yes.
greater than
Okay, so it's 539 games.
Yes. It's a different question.
94% of his games.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah,
Tyler.
that's what I
Yes.
said.
No.
No, it's not.
That's not the way it was presented to me.
Okay.
I
Well,
just copied
What
and
else do you
pasted.
got?
Yeah.
Who's
For the
next?
record, in those years, he walked 755 times.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I'm going to write a strongly worded email.
What an
to
ironic number. For
the
him.
IP address.
No kidding.
Who's next?
From Baseball Reference between.
I didn't say baseball reference. I said Barry Bonds reference.
Barry Bonds reference.
I know. I'm
a
saying
different
Baseball
website.
Reference is more.
That's a different website.
Tyler's
Okay.
up.
Yeah, let's roll.
Of Barry Bonds, what was misspelled in his high school yearbook?
Of Barry Bonds.
Well, for him.
For him. Like parts of his name.
His picture, his name in his senior yearbook.
Yes.
What was misspelled?
I am going to say Barry. They misspelled Barry.
They did not.
Okay.
Lamar.
Lamar is correct. How did they misspell it?
Oh, where did they double letter it? Was it?
They did not double letter
They
it.
didn't double letter it.
They didn't do a llama with Lamar.
It's a very weird typo.
Yeah, I don't know. what-
Double M?
No,
double A.
No double
Did
letter.
they add an E at the end for some reason?
it's
Yeah,
an
is it
E.
Lemar?
Lemar.
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 Lamar.
You know Barry was
Lemar.
French, did you? Yeah, that's all I have for Barry Bonds trivia.
Okay. Excellent.
762.
Fine.
That is correct.
73.
I'll go to Mark Grace
Good job.
reference next time.
MarkRaceReference.com.
To get
Most
Barry
hits in
Bonds
the
info.
90s. I win.
Mark Grace.
232. Walks in 04. It was 04, not 03, by the way, that he had a 609 OBP.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just had to clean up my own stat. I was 1 year off.
All right, kids. Any last words?
Love you.
There we go.
Our live studio audience chimes in.
You did specifically say kids.
I did say that. My bad. But thank you. You didn't want to be on the mic, but you want to shout 6-7 from the other room.
We'll let you on when it comes to the 67th episode.
When did Barry Bonds hit his 7th home run?
His
in
67th
2001?
home run?
Yeah.
June 7th.
Exactly.
Maybe this is why we don't need a YouTube channel.
Oh, for sure.
All right. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Exactly.
All right. Have a good time, everybody.
All right. Play the game. Love the game.
Love you.
See ya.